welcome to the Kinship Carer Chair. Please tell me briefly how long you've been a kinship carer and how many children you care for in this way.
I've been a kinship carer for 7 years and I'm bringing up one grandson.
And what's the most difficult thing for you as a kinship carer?
At the moment he's at an age where he's wanting and asking for a lot of technical things like iPad, phone. He's 10 and he needs things like this for school and it's very hard. I have to save up all year for Christmas. So when birthday comes, I try to get him things, but they have to be second hand.
And bearing all that in mind, can you tell me what you find the most rewarding?
Just having him. He's a joy to have. And if I didn't have him, I would never see him again, probably.
The oldest grandson's 15 and I had shared with him and then we got him when he was 15 months old. I've got a granddaughter 13 and I've got a grandson 9 and that's how long I've had him since they were born or babies.
I've been a kinship carer for just over a year now. I'm looking after a 5-year-old, which is my granddaughter, who I love to pieces, but I also love a mum, and that is the hard part because I love a mother and I also love the granddaughter, and I've got to push the mum away a little bit so I can give 150% to the granddaughter. I do see my daughter, she rings every day, she talks to her daughter on the phone 3 times a week, and I do take my granddaughter to contact to see my daughter, have a quick word with her there, then she will leave after 4 hours contact, which is once a month, and then the granddaughter plays in the soft area until it's about 5 o'clock. It is hard when you're trying to look after your granddaughter and give her the love without letting her feel that she shouldn't be there. The mother is important to me, yes, but the granddaughter, she has her life. Her mother is old enough now. I keep telling myself that, but always fall back into the position of being a mother. So the hardest part really is to try and keep that granddaughter happy, let her know her mum still loves her, and yet try and not push my daughter away, but actually make a division. So my granddaughter gets the full love and attention until such time my daughter's ready to take her back, and then I'll fall back into the role of grandma again, or nana. But it is hard, but it's worthwhile, because the joy of seeing that little girl come out of school and bring a certificate or an achievement award, and to just be happy. I take my hat off to all the kindred carers. It's hard, yes, but by gum, you can't put a price on the love you can get back and the feeling of, oh, thank goodness I was there at the time.
I've been a kinship carer since June 1st, 2015. I have 2 grandchildren live with me. It's been hard, very hard, because the youngest one has really bad, she's really bad-tempered, yeah. She'd throw things about, but she seems to have calmed down a lot. She's angry because her mum's not here. It's just, I had to have my 17-year-old son move out to make room for them 2 children. I had to buy them bunk beds, and just didn't have a clue that there was help out here until I actually met with Viv and Frank, Barbara and, I can't think of his name, Charlie, sorry. Yeah, and I've never looked back since then. They've helped me a lot, yeah, and we've made, I think I've made friends for life, yeah, good people. But yeah, there's, get to have my grandkids with me, you know, and I suppose, yeah, it is rewarding, you know. It's just to seeing happy most of the time now. Yeah, don't cry as much as they used to, but I've seen us all cry together. Now that's been really hard. We've cried all the way to school, and I've cried all the way home. But I've lost my daughter, but I've still got my 2 grandkids. For me, that's a lot.
I think one of the most difficult things in the very first place when Jensen come along is the whole change to your whole life. I think you work your whole life, you become a pensioner, you save up for that time for your old age, and along comes your grandson. You can't refuse, you can't let your grandson or your granddaughter or anything like that go into care, so immediately you take them in. It's a big change. You can't bring your grandkids up the same way you did your kids. We're older and he's this little kid. One of the big things I think is you need a refresher course on parenting. Just that alone. But the biggest thing for me is the energetic part of it. He is so energetic, kickboxes 3 days a week, swimming twice a week, football on the green constantly. We can't give them that. And they need some of that sort of, that outcome in their life. They need a younger person with that. So I think they miss that as well. So that's one of the things we can't fulfill as older parents, or older carers. It's very rewarding to think that you've kept these kids out of the care system for a start. I think children will always fare better with somebody they know, the uncle or the auntie or even a friend. They know that person straight away. So who knows what emotions they've gone through. And the rewarding thing for me is to see them emotions disappear. When we first got Jensen, he'd shake. He'd literally shake with a bang on the door. He'd be shaking in bed and Liz would have to run up and calm him down. You could kick the door down now, it wouldn't worry Jensen. So all them emotions have gone. And you've helped do that. So you are giving him the best start in life that he can possibly have. And that's the rewarding thing.
I've been a kinship carer for 4 years. I'm bringing up 2 children, a brother and a sister, which are aged 7 and 8. I also have 2 other children of my own, which are 16 and 14. Life has been a struggle since I've been a kinship carer, as my own 2 children have suffered because of it all. As the little boy has lower anger issues, and the little girl is very angry as well. They were taken away due to domestic violence and neglect. So they lived with my sister for 3 years, and then I took them up voluntarily as my sister couldn't cope anymore. There's been a lot of hurdles in place as my health has deteriorated, as I have suffered with depression and I've also got arthritis in my legs. But they are a joy to have. I love them to bits and I would not part with them for the world.
We do a lot with the kinship children. We go off on days, we go away for a week. It's all fundraise, the money to take into Butlins for a week, and they all love it. And they can't wait to go back next year, and they all get on great.
I'm not actually a kinship carer, but I've come to this event representing social services. Having said that, it's only probably about 18 months ago that I actually understood what a kinship carer was, and how difficult that is for people who have to look after children at such close notice, and no support and no information about the legal framework in which they're taking on. From a personal point of view, I am a kind of kinship child, if you want to call it that, because my mother, when I was very young, couldn't look after me, so who I call my mother now was actually a kinship carer, probably about 50 odd years ago. So the actual event itself brought a lot home to me around the lack of connectivity between adult social care and children's services in terms of making sure that kinship carers are supported in a way that's meaningful for the child and them. So that reduces the potential for issues further down the line, either the children or the families or adults who are getting older with disabilities. So my plea really is, from a political and a personal point of view, is to listen to what kinship carers are saying and support them as best we can in Middlesbrough, because clearly they're in need of support.
My name's Dawn Jenkins. I work for a charity that supports kinship carers, and we help kinship carers to set up support groups and develop them within the northeast of England. People describe coming to a support group such as Middlesbrough Kinship Carers as a light bulb moment, meeting other people who are in the same position, hearing their stories. There's always somebody who's either at the same position that you are or has been in the same position that you are. So they find it really valuable hearing other people's experiences.